Well, good afternoon and welcome to the 9th Annual Celebrating Drexel Authors event, co-sponsored by the Office of Provost and the Drexel University Libraries. As many of you know, I'm Danuta Nietetsky, Dean of Libraries, along with Provost Paul Jensen. We want to thank you really for joining us online today to honor Drexel faculty, staff, and students whose works were published in 2020 and to extend our appreciation for their contributions to advance Drexel as a preeminent research university. Before I continue, I ask everyone in the audience to please stay muted throughout the event unless we prompt you to unmute and to share a round of applause or a good cheer to our authors. So thank you for that. So this year, I'm speaking to you again online, but this time from my campus office, instead of standing with you, refreshment in hand in the A.J. Drexel Picture Gallery in the University City, as we have in the past since 2013, when we started this event to celebrate our Drexel authors. COVID-19 certainly threw us for a loop. The pandemic affected every aspect of our daily lives. Throughout higher education, we found ourselves shifting all our energies to support remote teaching and research while witnessing the impact on learning, personal wellness, and knowledge communities when engaging at distances of 6 feet or far more. Today, more than 1 year after the pandemic began, we don't envision returning to all our past routines, but there is renewed optimism that we will be coming together often and soon. Much of our optimism is thanks to researchers and health practitioners around the world, including our Drexel faculty and staff, who work to better understand and fight the COVID-19 virus by disseminating and building upon shared research findings. As analyses of trends in publishing report to us, we have witnessed a surge this year in scholarly publications and popular communications, mostly related to COVID-19, reflecting researchers' collaborative work to develop diagnostic tests and investigate public health strategies to control the virus. Some estimate as many as 200,000 articles were published in 2020 about the COVID pandemic, and about 30,000 were published as more quickly released open access preprints. Others report over 270,000 manuscript submissions to Elsevier's, just one publisher, journals between just February and May alone, an increase of 58%, and as much as 92% increase for health and medical titles submitted over the same period in 2019. So while the pandemic isolated friends, family, and coworkers, it also strengthened connections to research and information. As reported by Nature, for example, and I quote, "Even as borders closed, some international collaborations grew. Researchers began to share data more openly, and many published their work as preprints on preprint servers," end quote. Eliminating travel expenses and time, virtual conferences and webinars made it easier for people to participate in exchanging ideas. Many publishers also eliminated fees for authors to publish and readers to retrieve journal articles about COVID. While such consequences of the pandemic may have fostered stronger connections to research, they also spotlighted other barriers to speedy and affordable dissemination, discovery, and retrieval of research and information, as well as to recognize misinformation among our populations and across many important topics. Libraries continued to contribute their work to minimize such barriers to improve the productivity by influencing changes in scholarly communications landscapes. Being a major customer of information vendors and suppliers, libraries have long influenced publishers' pricing strategies for scholarly publications and educational resources. The momentum continues for influencing these cost models, pushing publishers to publish and disseminate books and articles with various levels of open access options. Libraries, Drexel's among them, have also helped create innovative information management systems to simplify discovery of relevant and authoritative resources, as well as retrieval and delivery services to access them. Modern libraries offer free access to computers and reliable network connections. Librarians also guide self-directed learners, both novice and seasoned ones alike, to utilize efficient and effective strategies to optimize their time to connect, whether through disseminating or seeking authoritative and up-to-date information. Within higher education, inspiring and promoting such literacy skills are core to instill critical, lifelong habits for making sense of what to do during a pandemic, for example. Published authors are truly engines of change, however. The past year has served as an illustrative case study of the good things that happen when publications and research are disseminated rapidly and broadly, whether as research on COVID, educational guides to manage stress and anxiety, or literature for nurturing the human spirit. The annual Drexel Authors Celebration builds our collective appreciation for writing books, journal articles, and conference papers, editing procedures and monographic series, and publishing creative expression. It also shares evidence of what contributes to Drexel's reputation as a comprehensive research university. So it's now my pleasure to invite Provost Paul Jensen to unmute and comment on some challenges and progress in strengthening Drexel's connections to scholarship. I think you're advancing the slide there.
Great. Thank you, Danuta.
Paul.
Thank you. Great to see everyone. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to be here. I was saying to Danuta before the event that it's hard to believe we're back. We did this event last year virtually. I remember it clearly. I think it was actually one of our first virtual events that I remember. So this is actually the first one I remember repeating as a virtual event. And it's hard to believe as we sat there last year enjoying each other's company and celebrating all the achievements. I don't think any of us really had an idea that a year later we'd still be doing this. And so it's really remarkable. I want to start by thanking all of our faculty and staff. It's been an incredibly difficult year, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate everything you've done to serve our students, and as Danuta noted, remarkably to continue and actually to grow our research impact this year has really been incredible. So I want to thank you all for that. So and Danuta, thank you. I really appreciate that you continue this event. I think it's a great event. I do look forward to it next year being in person, and we will be in person in the fall, everybody. And I say that in a very positive way. I think that the way things are going, I'm feeling really optimistic about us all being together on campus in the fall. So I really look forward to that. So as Danuta mentioned, there was a sizable increase in the amount of research undertaken in articles published last year by researchers around the world. Today, we recognize our own Drexel authors. We celebrate 61 book authors and editors and 32 prestigious Drexel researchers who authored highly cited journal articles in 2020. 29 of those authors you will see on screen today have published before. The gold dragons you will see on screen reflect those recognized during our previous annual author celebrations. As you have heard each year, finding this information is not easy. We do not record centrally all the publications authored by Drexel faculty, students, and staff. Funding agencies and publications are beginning to require researchers to deposit research output in repositories professionally managed outside of Drexel. These important institutional assets generated by Drexel researchers include, for example, data sets, videos, audio recordings, digital images, patents, software, code, scripts, conference presentations, and publications. Although the libraries is leading our collaboration with Ex Libris, an international software development vendor, to develop a central authoritative system to capture and manage information about all Drexel authored publications and Drexel generated research output, we are not quite ready to launch it. When we do, identifying honorees for our annual authors celebration will be far easier, as will matching authors with global collaborators, sharing research results, and building Drexel's reputation. In preparation for this year's event, we continue to rely on numerous databases and author citation indices, librarians' relationships, and help from campus communications staff. Danuta and I especially wish to thank the many Drexel communications professionals, librarians, administrative staff, and the Provost's office who were instrumental in helping us build today's program. It is exciting to see the variety of publications generated by Drexel authors year after year. Reviewing the list of Drexel's 2020 honored authors and editors, you will find they have continued the university's commitment to global research collaborations and to publishing despite this year's pandemic challenges. This year, collaborators came from across the country and the world, from Pennsylvania to South Korea. You will find a range of topics among academic journal articles recognized today, from articles that explore medicines to treat COVID-19 to a list of annotated codes for historical and modern natural history collections. We also recognize a range of monographs, including legal textbooks, a book to help families deal with COVID-19, and one that inspires us to cook. When Drexel faculty, students, and staff publish their work, they are part of a global community of authors that affect change to solve some of society's pressing problems and to nurture our humanity. This commitment to sharing knowledge and creative expression to foster new research is one of Drexel's core values. Through today's event, Drexel celebrates the hard work that goes into publishing and raises understanding of the importance of that work for both the global community and Drexel's contribution to it. Now I am pleased to recognize the 32 Drexel affiliated authors who contributed to 24 peer-reviewed journal articles that were both published in 2020 and were highly cited in the same calendar year. These papers reached a highly cited threshold set by citation count taken by Clarivate Analytics in October 2020, which placed them in the top 1% of cited publications in their academic field, a truly prestigious ranking. There is no doubt that this is a small subset of Drexel article authors. The library staff identified 2,465 journal articles and conference papers published by Drexel affiliated authors in 2020 using the Web of Science alone. And we suspect there are more publications that we cannot uncover. Unfortunately, we do not have time to recognize every single one of our journal authors today. However, I do want to congratulate and thank all our published authors for their contributions in 2020. Your work as published authors reflects Drexel's truly comprehensive scope of research and creative expression that are critical to the university's reputation and important to societal advancement. Thank you all for your hard work and dedication to your fields at Drexel. Now please join me in applauding the following highly cited Drexel researchers. So we'll start with the Academy of Natural Sciences. Mark Sabe Perez. And we will pause and let you take in the information of our honorees. Next, from the College of Arts and Science, Heifeng Ji. Gordon Richards. And Michael Silverstein. From our College of Engineering, Mark Anai, Michelle Barsoum, Michael Carey, Gary Friedman, Yuri Gagotsi, Mekong Han, Connet Hantana Sirasakul, Vibra Kalra, Ariana Levitt, Sean May, Varun Natu, Raul Pae, David Parchment, Asia Sarachiva, Christopher Shuck, Maxime Sokol, Wei Sun, Singe Ozun, Yuanzi Zhu, and from our College of Medicine, Wenjin Jiao, Peter Gaskell, Shuping Ji, Donald Hall, Edward Hartso, and Stephanie Matt. And from our Dornsife School of Public Health, Jonathan Pirtle. And from our Westfall College of Media Arts and Design, Daniel Chung, and last but not least, Genevieve Dion. So thank you for raising Drexel University's visibility and scholarship and for helping shape global research. Let's give a big round of applause to all our authors. So congratulations, everybody. Very well done. And Danuta, I take it back to you.
Thank you, Paul. And again, congratulations to all of our distinguished journal article authors. So it's now my pleasure to introduce our 2020 book authors and editors who represent 10 colleges and schools and 6 administrative units. And we'll start again alphabetically with the H.A. Drexel Autism Institute. Giacomo Vivanti. From the College of Arts and Sciences, Zoltan Buzas. Maria Hunarahi. Rebecca Clothy. David Di Matteo. Roger Kurtz. Lynn Levin. Rogelio Mignana. Gina Myers. Rachel Reynolds. Gail Rosen. Mimi Scheller. Justin Smith. Scott Stein. And Kelly Underman. From the College of Computing and Informatics, Tim Gorishanes. And Rosina Weber. From the College of Engineering, Avi Agahai, I can always mispronounce your name, Avi, so sorry. Aghayeri. Borchin Chang and Harry Gwathny. Charles Cook. And Alexander Friedman. From the College of Medicine, Pu Yu Yang.
Sorry, it's Pooja.
Sorry. And Lynn Yackel. From the College of Nursing and Health Professions, Stephanie Brooks and Ali Rundio. Jonathan Deutsch. Laura Gitland. Prolific this year. Natasha Goldstein Levitash. Michael Tunick. And Elizabeth Verth Tomaszewski. From the Dornsight School of Public Health, co-editors Ana Diaz-Rue, Jennifer Kolker, and Gina Lovasi. And Neil Goldstein. From Drexel University Online, Amy Impellizzeri. From Enrollment Management and Student Success, Michael Jordson. From the Klein School of Law, David Cohen. Yolanda Ingram. Gary Rosen. And Lisa Tucker. From LeBeau College of Business, Rolf Anderson. Ellie McDonald Fight. Daniel Freeman. Ben Zhang. And Benjamin Lev. From the Office of Counseling and Health Services, Anya McLeish. From the Office of Institutional Advancement, Sarah Nannery. From the Office of General Counsel, John Gillenhammer. From the School of Education, Dominique Goulot. Christy Kelly. Peggy Kong. Frederica Reisman. And co-editors, Lori Severino and Frederica Reisman. From the Westfall College of Media, Arts and Design, Andrea Modica. And our final author, Daphne Wright. As always, last perhaps, but certainly not least. So now I ask that everyone please unmute themselves and join me in congratulating all of our 2020 authors editors. A round of applause. It really is an impressive portfolio when we see them all together. So that includes the formal portion of our program. Please continue to send us details about your 2021 publications so we can recognize your work during next year's event, which, as our provost has promised us, but hopefully we will be live on campus. We continue to collect donated book copies this year, and please contact the library's communications manager, Stacy Stanislav, if you're interested in donating a copy of your book that's recognized during today's event. Once we are back on campus, copies of those publications will go on display in the case outside the provost office in the main building before reaching their final home in the faculty authors collection within the university archives. Now, although it certainly is not the same as moving to the Rhinecliff Gallery in the main building for refreshments, I invite all of you to stay in the Zoom room for a virtual happy hour and conversation with colleagues and friends. So thank you again for joining us today. We hope to see you back on campus very soon.
Thanks, Danuta. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danuta.
You're
Thank you
quite
very
welcome.
much.
Well, this is not always the easiest way to mingle, but at least we can chit chat and say hello to friends. There's also chat involved for you.
Thank you everyone for making this event. It was wonderful. It's my first event, but I hope to continue next year as well. So
We hope to see you many times again.
take care. Bye-bye.
Great.
I also wanted to just say
Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
just wanted to say thank you so much. Such a pleasure to join and be a part of this wonderful event. And I just, admire each one of you and your work, and wish everyone wellness and good health. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
And from our chat, Jay is saying out here, congratulations, everyone. Good to see you all. Sarah Nanry is also thanking, and others here on the chat, Christopher Schock, thanks. If anybody else likes to just give a shout out, it's nice to hear folks and feel we have a little exchange.
Well, I truly enjoy seeing so many students from my group recognized. They are really the ones that do all wonderful research, publish papers, write papers, make discoveries. And I think for them, it's also very important to see this recognition. So I think advertising it wider at Drexel University to the community would be great. That the university should know its heroes, people who basically are at the frontier of research, people who push limits of knowledge, people who publish papers that are within 1%, and actually several of them are also hot papers. So it means that within 0.1% of the most cited publications in the field. So I think spreading the word around and showing to other students that it's possible, they can do it as Drexel researchers, graduate students, and also I saw undergraduate students featured along with students and postdocs. So I think this is really an opportunity, and this is definitely by far more important for students compared to senior faculty like myself.
Yes, and this is coming from one of our repeatedly highly cited researchers. So it's very nice of you, Yuri, to also extend that to the many students that you work with.
Yeah, Yuri, thank you for that. I agree 100% with your comments, Yuri, and congratulations. And I want to commend you. I like the way your students all come kind of in uniform with the Maxine background. So well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you.
I think we have to have you join our marketing team here because we keep trying to get word out, but by all means, share it. We extend it repetitively, but pass it on. So I think in the chat there, did I see too a comment from somebody from Greece? Stacy, am I catching that one right? Theodore Katerinakis. Congratulations to all from Greece. So now we are an international celebration, guys, where we are preparing the next Drexel Abroad and placements for stars and SCDC scholars. Thank you for organizing that. You're quite welcome. That's great.
I would just like to say this is such a creative event. Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Great. You're always, that's your middle name, creativity, isn't it?
So good to see you, Freddie, here. I'm very, very happy to see you, Freddie.
Thank you. Thank you. And to see you, I am happy also. One of my star students, Jay.
Oh, Jay was one of your students at one time.
Yes.
He's everybody's student at one time. Jay is our engineering librarian at the libraries. Also heavily working.
And Jay provides really great help to our community. He has been lecturing, he has been teaching our students how to work with databases, do searches, use all the reference tools here. So again, great to see this kind of support from the library team.
Thank you, Yuri.
Always pleasure, Jay. Again, thanks to you.
Oh, do we hear any other chats either between or among? Oh, we're still getting, Yuri keeps going. The ever ready Batty. Thank you, Yuri. I'm assuming all of you are seeing the chat, so that's great. have a few of our other library staff here. You met Stacy and Jay. John Wiggins, our Director of Services, and Tanisha Ware, who's our administrative assistant you might have had, as well as Rachel Widener, one of our administrative assistants, and helper in backup between organizing all of this with Stacy. And we were saying before too, we're really fortunate this year we were able to support, is it 7 or 8 co-op students? And so they've been terrific, and some were working on helping us with this event as well, so preparing all this. So we thank them as well. All right. I see somebody speaking, but you're muted. Theodore, was that directed at us, or just you're speaking to somebody else in your room, which is perfectly okay. If you, all right. All right. I'm not sure if he's. All right. Thank you so much, Paul, for joining us and sponsoring this. And we will see you with a glass of wine next year when we do this. Right?
Absolutely. Thanks, Anuta. Thanks, everyone. Congratulations again.
Yep. Take care, folks. Good night.
Bye. Good night. Okay. It was great. It was really enjoyed seeing this program. I always love to wait for this event every year.
Oh, very good. Thank you. As we said, we have to somehow get the word out even more. We keep trying, but there's somebody in the waiting room. That's interesting. Or maybe he left and wanted to come back in. Forgot it. He left his hat behind. Yeah, did you want to say something? I saw you speaking and you were muted.
I just wanted to, because there was a connection issue. I just want to underline that the book that was presented from Dr. Hnaraki was a result of a Drexel Abroad co-op. So that was, I think, it was worthwhile for the whole organization and its tradition that we found a placement. It was a family company where the student was doing research for nutrition and local traditions and recipes. And the book was edited by 2 Drexel professors. 4 ambassadors of different countries were commented on that, because the student was a Vietnamese national coming in Crete as a Drexel student. So ambassadors from Vietnam, from Greece, and from the US commented on that, and you see it became a global project for a small business in a family business, a restaurant hotel business with a tradition of 40 years, through Drexel process abroad, combining research and co-op. And that's why we thought it was worthwhile, especially under these circumstances, because in the previous generation, the previous cycles, the students were supposed to come back last March, and they stayed in Greece for 11 months.
Wow.
Because we have about 5 different nationalities of Drexel students who couldn't travel to India, to Nigeria, to Romania, or back to the US or Venezuela. These were the nationalities that we were supervising on site. So they stayed here. We found new visas because they didn't have visas. We renewed visas with a special agreement with the department. So all this process. So I thought it was worthwhile for everyone to know. Just the book is a bilingual book. Those ambassadors commented. 2 Drexel professors from their departments commented also with their endorsements, and it became a global issue for that family business. That one of their visions and dreams that to collect all their traditional recipes from their previous 2 generations in a way that is published right now. It's in Amazon, it is there, and the student graduated, and you see all this process during the idea of the pandemic, although all this happened anyway. So this program that Drexel operates since 2006 abroad, combining sometimes star students, other just research co-ops, or just pure co-ops, if we call it that way, combines all this, and also study abroad it integrates all the different components that Drexel incorporates, and maybe it differentiates from the others, itself from the others. Anyway, that's what I thought it was worthwhile.
Tell me which book it was. Do we know which book
The
it was?
one, the Labyrinth of Cretan.
Yeah. We have to, we will, Stacy and the group will write a summary of our part. We have to capture this as a backstory for reporting about some of these, the stories of the making of these books. This is a very nice added touch. I'm sorry I had communication problems, so others couldn't hear it. So we'll try to summarize. We're recording this, so we'll be able to summarize it a bit.
That's why I thought it was important to know, because some of the other students that were supposed to be stuck, but they feel better here in the sense it's a smaller place, in an island. They could travel in other places after all, although not in their countries, because if they stayed here, we found the proper way to accommodate them beyond their period. They did their online classes as all the others, and the two of them have presented in the World Undergraduate Research Conference for the work they did, meaning the extended period. You see, the extended period. Anyway.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And so you're calling us from, you are currently in.
Right now, currently, because that's why I put it in the chat, that we are preparing the new 3 different aspects of Drexel in a way initiatives for the stars, for the COPs. We have also 2 others that were doing that remotely, but because it is maybe the only Drexel program that has all these components active since 2006, all these years. Anyway.
So what time do you have there? It is almost like 10, 11?
Right now it's 10 minutes before midnight.
Oh, wow.
7 hours. That's okay.
Bravo. Thank you so much. It's great to meet you, even a Zoom meet. We look forward to someday meeting in person, we hope.
Yes, of course, I was, but maybe I will ask also Dr. Nagy to send you a reminder for the book, because I think maybe it's worthwhile to highlight some of these things in one of.
We will indeed. We'll go back and check the notes on our recording and get a nice story of it. Or we'll contact you. We know where to find you.
Of course.
Well, thanks again. Thank you all for sticking around, and thanks to Stacy for helping to pull this off again another year. So
thank you. Bye, everybody.
Stay well.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.